Hey everybody, welcome back. Thank you for hanging out with me. It's a JC live show, Free Speech Friday. What do we got here? It's Halloween, guys. I'm excited. It's like my favorite time of the year. I hope everyone's doing well. Hope you had a great week. TGIF. I'm here alone. My wife is out of state, right? So we don't have Fabiola tonight. You have to just look at this. But it should be a lot of fun. There's a lot of stuff that went on this week. Highly political. But it is what it is, right? We're talking about Elon Musk and SpaceX and what the FCC is doing, the FAA, Fish and Wildlife. You got all kinds of stories. Matter of fact, I'm going to bring probably 2 or 3 stories that I didn't talk about this week that I just didn't have time to. I've been working a lot on the backside of things here. But anyways, I hope everyone's doing well. Let me see who's all here. Who is here? Let's see. Daniel. How are you doing? How are you doing? We got Ricky Joe, 83 Jeep. Tim, how are you doing? Dutch Linux. Radioactive Texan. What is up? Radioactive Texan says that he got Spectrum. Holy shit, guys. 940 down and 825 up. Holy God. That is great. But you're keeping Starlink as a backup. That's awesome. I'm going to do the exact same thing. Supposedly, I'm going to have fiber here in this rural 5-acre nowhere by the end of this year. If it happens, I don't know. We will see. If it does happen, yes, I am going to stick with SpaceX Starlink as a backup. Instead of right now, SpaceX Starlink is the primary, and I have T-Mobile and AT&T as backups. So anyways, that's good. Congratulations on the fiber. Our goal, no matter if you're on this channel for SpaceX Starlink or not, your goal should always be trying to get fiber. Do whatever you can do to get fiber at your location. Let's see. What else is going on here? Who else is here? We have Ken. How are you doing, Ken? Tim. Gallagher, how are you doing tonight? Fragile 1976 is here. William. Who else do we got here? What are you guys talking about? What is this cake thing? You guys want cake. What is this cake thing? Gallagher says, we want cake. Fragile says, a piece of cake. Sounds good. You know what, guys? Let's see if we can find some cake. Can we find some cake? Maybe we can find some cake. There you go. Piece of cake for you guys. You wanted one? There it is. That's a piece of chocolate cake, so I don't know. My favorite is chocolate. I enjoy it. I'm going to leave it there for a minute. Let's see who else is here. You guys got your cake. You wanted it? There you go. Low Tech Greg, how are you doing tonight? Let's see. Radioactive Texan again down here. John K. Wolf, how you doing, John? Thank you for being here. Dominic, or Dom, thank you. A lot of poop emojis, as we love it. Excellent. M, who else is here? Michael is here. Tom, Bruce, Peter Madsen. Are you kidding me? Is Peter here? It says, hi, my friend. I'm just here for a short one. All right. Listen, Peter, send me an email. I'm just checking up on you. All right. Send me an email. Let me know how things are going. I was worried about you. Everyone here was looking for you. Definitely send me an email. I sent you out, I think, a message last week, the week before. If you can't, I understand. But if you can, please do so. I would like to hear how everything is going. I know you had the surgery and all the rest of the stuff, so hopefully you're doing well. Thank you for showing up. Mo World, how are you doing? Thank you for being here. Joe, what's up? Let's see. Who else do we have here? Ian. We have Chris. I see Fabiola's here. What the hell are you doing here? You're supposed to be hanging out with, like, the kids. But that's nice that she's here. I appreciate that. Flying Pretzel with the super chat. Thank you very much for that. Appreciate that. Who else? Doug. And we got a bunch of people in here tonight. Let me go and move this over. I feel like I'm breaking my neck to like see this thing. Here we go. Jeff, how are you doing, Jeff? Kevin. Let's see. Fabiola, you see that that Peter is here. Send some wishes to Peter. I can't believe it. I think it's awesome. Anyways, guys, Honey Badger's here. Bob, how are you doing? There's a lot of you here. Melissa, if you're new or if you're old, put a little emoji or something in the chat just so I know that you're here, so people can like welcome you and say hello. So tonight we're gonna be talking. I'll give you kind of like the lowdown of what we're gonna be talking about. There was like a bunch of crap that happened this week. To start out with, I started with the DaVinci Resolve thing because I tried making my system faster. Right now I'm using Linux. I know a lot of you guys know that. And Linux has been doing very well. My Microsoft is still sitting here. And you can see there is more dust on it. Have not been back in the computer for, I don't know, like 80 days now. I don't know, a lot of days. So it's still there. It might need to go back soon because I need to pull some data that I'm missing. I couldn't find it on my archives in my NAS. So anyways, hopefully not, but it's still sitting there. It hasn't went in. So I did some upgrading of the system. I went to a different CPU and a different GPU. So I got the 4060 GPU, and then I upgraded my Ryzen to the most or the fastest that I can get for my motherboard, and that was a 5950, I believe it's called, 5950X. So it's pretty badass. Speeds are much faster, much faster. I'm able to render now 400% faster videos. So a 20-minute video would literally take like 5 minutes to render now. Insane. It used to take 20 minutes to render. It was like a 1-to-1. Unbelievable, unbelievable. This was definitely money well spent. So I spoke about that a little bit with the Linux stuff. I also talked about the SpaceX suffers due to Elon's politics. And there was a story that talked about this, and it was really annoying to me. I had to bring it to your attention because this is what happens during political times. They will just base things on politics and nothing else, right? And what they were stating is basically it is Elon's fault that he's been, let's say, given the shit end of the stick by the FCC, the FAA, Fish and Wildlife, just all of them, okay? The three-letter regulatory bodies. And I talked about that a little bit, and I gave you a thought, right? And a couple of people pushed back on it. I said, you know, these people that are voted in, or no, excuse me, these people that are in position, like at the FCC, you have 5 commissioners. 3 of the commissioners are Democrats and 2 are Republicans as of today. And the reason it's a 3-2 because there is a Democrat president. So it's 3-2. Shouldn't be that way, but it is. The FAA, instead of working with commissioners, they don't have commissioners, they have an administrator. Well, the administrator is put into that position by who? The president. Same thing with with NASA. There is an administrator. The administrator is put in there by the president. The FWS, which is the Fish and Wildlife. Who puts the people in there? They're called a director. It's not an administrator. It's not commissioners. The director of Fish and Wildlife, the president. And the problem with that is so every 4 years or whenever there's a change of guard, the people that are in these very important positions have power and authority that they wield based on political beliefs. And that's just screwed up, okay? And so, like, for example, with the FCC, when there's a vote, and the vote has to do with Elon Musk getting $900 and some million for this, let's say, I guess, building this digital divide, bridging the digital divide that he was doing, right? Building this infrastructure out, they denied him. A 3-1 majority denied him. The 2 Republicans said, yes, give him the money. He's actually doing something with the money. We've been giving billions to AT&T and they've been doing shit. So let's go ahead and give it to Elon because he's actually doing it, making it happen. But it was a 3-2, so he didn't get the money. So I was saying that maybe they need to do it so that there's only independence. There is no political anything when it comes to these 3-letter organizations. And someone said it's just not possible. And I kind of agree with them. I think an alternative method, and I want you guys to tell me what you guys think down below. I think an alternative method to that is how about if they were voted upon? So the 5 commissioners that are in the FCC are voted by us. Once they're in there for a certain point of time. Let's say 4 years, 6 years, whatever that period of time is, and that's it. They're not there in perpetuity. Like all these Supreme Court justices are half dead, like just completely shriveled, and they're still there. Crazy shit. That's the problem with today's government, or government in general. It's just broken. It's just absolutely broken. Common sense is just not common anymore. So I talked about that a little bit. If you guys want to get into that, we can. Today, I talked about this major push to halt SpaceX Starlink launches. I'm like, holy hell. When I read this article, I'm like, geez, this is just craziness. Absolutely craziness. And that's exactly what's going on. You have 120 astronomers and peer-reviewed space experts that have never been to space, space experts that have said that they are petitioning the FCC to deny anything that has to do with Starlink, and the FAA to deny anything that has to do with Starlink. They are not allowed to launch anymore, basically, which isn't going to go over. That's just absolutely never going to hold. But it's just to see that is really just stupid. Just in its face. I'm going to get rid of this cake. If you guys want the cake back later, let me know, and I will put the cake back. So yeah, just in its face, I just think that it's complete bullshit. Bullshit meter is up, okay? Fabiola is normally doing the bullshit meter. I threw it up there because this is bullshit. So it's just, it's interesting to read these things. And I took you guys through this whole entire thing today. And there's a lot of people talking about it. Some people are saying that, oh, maybe, Elon should get scolded and reprimanded, and there should be, greater regulatory this and that for his businesses. It just, the way I look at it is like this. You tell me what you guys think. Elon Musk at this point with SpaceX, with Starlink, has become a national asset. Okay. When I say national asset, I'm not talking about just like us here, rural people in the middle of nowhere like us, being able to get high-speed internet access when we were never given it for many decades, waiting for it when they're supposedly running fiber that they never did, right? So it's not just us, but the government is using it too. They're contracting with them continuously because they are better than NASA. If the government thought that NASA, their agency, was better, they would be sending NASA the contracts, but they're not. They're using SpaceX. That being said, we know that as of right now, China is working on 30,000 satellite deployment into LEO, or low Earth orbit, that are going to be direct competitors to SpaceX Starlink. The problem with that is number one, they have no regulations, so they just launch missiles and they drop them in the backside of someone's house, kill a couple of people. They don't even care. They just keep launching, right? They don't worry about the ozone. They don't care about any type of carbon emissions. Soot is pouring. They don't care. It absolutely means nothing to them, but we need to care, right? So, I mean, we should take the high road there. But either which way, the other side to that is if we don't stay on top of this, what ends up happening is we're going to see China just eat our lunch. They're going to surpass what SpaceX is doing, is because they're being stymied and blocked so much. So I think that this is let's say a major thing that they need to work on, all right? And we'll see what ends up happening as November is kind of over, right? I'm kind of sick of hearing all of this stuff. My phone blows up continuously with Democrat and Republican bullshit. I hate it. It's like annoying. This should be illegal. That's like my private phone. I'm sure you guys are getting the same nonsense. It's horrible. Anyways, that was my rant. Fabiola probably would have kicked me. Maybe she virtual kicked me about 15 times already. But I'm going to go in here. If you have a question, like I said before, or I typed in there before, put at JCristina, or put a Q and then a colon with your question. It makes it easier for me to find. Listen to Peter over there. He is the moderator. He's got this thing down. He's been doing this for months and months and months. So let me go ahead and I'm going to just scroll up. There's a lot of you guys here tonight. See, I was like long-winded, just blowing hot air. I didn't realize everyone is here. What is going on with this? 200 up, 1500 down, Dutch Linux. My server. Holy hell. That would be amazing. Man, could you imagine? Yeah, but we'll see. I should have fiber by the end of this year. So we'll see what ends up happening. Let's see. Any questions? Let me go ahead and scroll down here, see what pops up. What pops up? Mr. FDM says 100 down and 50 up. Costs us 600 a month. Holy God, 600 a month. That is a lot. That is a lot, man. Everyone's saying hello to Peter. That's awesome. So glad Peter's here tonight. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Let's see. Let's see. I didn't get a virtual kick from Fabiola. I can't even believe it. Or maybe I missed it. I was waiting for it. But there isn't one. That's good. Let's see. Dutch says, life without wind blows. Yep. The EU is taking Billy the Kid and Microsoft to court. I was reading about that, Dutch Linux. Yeah, the EU is taking Billy the Kid, Microsoft to court. That's good. They need to go to court. That guy got really, really rich suing people. Really, really rich suing people. Selling Windows have obviously made a lot of money, but he made ass loads, boatloads of money. Microsoft did, suing companies. Let's see. Doug says, question, did you hear about Russia taking out a Starlink satellite? I did not. When did this happen? Send me a link in the chat. I would like to bring it up. I would like to see that. I haven't seen that. That would be interesting. I find it hard to believe, but anything is possible. If you blow up a satellite in Leo, Kessler effect will be an issue, and you're going to end up with a lot of problems. There's going to be debris, just massive debris everywhere. So I don't know. Let's see. How's everyone doing? Man, there's a lot of you guys in here tonight. I love it. I absolutely love it. Just to let you know, I said this at the very beginning, or I typed it in at the very beginning. A few people asked that I would do like an after dark type of thing. So at the end of this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to shut down the feed, and then I'm going to open the feed again, but it's going to be for members only. So if you're a member, you'll be able to come and hang out. I'll probably hang out for maybe another 15, 20 minutes or something, maybe 30 minutes, talk about anything. Could be off color. I don't even care. Whatever it is, but it will be, once again, that after hours type of thing. Someone asked that I did it, so I'm going to do it. And that's going to be for members only, so we can just kind of hang out. I appreciate all you guys. There's so many members on the channel now. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. The channel's really grown. I mean, we've seen over 17,000 new subscribers since we got that plaque up on the wall not that long ago. It's just crazy. So that's a lot. That's really, really good. It makes me feel great because that means that people are enjoying the content. That's good. Let's see. Dutch Linux says, don't use the word shit when we're looking at chocolate cake. No more chocolate cake, but I do have the bullshit meter on. I'll shut it off because that was bullshit from earlier. There's a lot of bullshit, though. I could probably just leave it running. And let's see. We got Kevin says, Israel just launched rockets at Iran. Really? Yeesh. This is going to be the beginning. I'm telling you. I mean, Israel will launch on Iran. And, I don't know. The moderator of my Discord, he was from Iran. And he ended up finally getting out. And I believe he's in Canada now. But he said it's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. And the majority of the people that are over there in Iran don't believe in what these, once again, the government is doing. So they all have to suffer. That's how it happens. The fish stinks from the head down, right? That's the saying. So the government is the lead, in it. So they all have to suffer, no matter if they believe in it or not. So it's horrible, Absolutely horrible. So we'll see what ends up happening with that. I'll see if there's any news on it before we're out. Any kind of questions, put a Q before your question or at JCristina. Ricky Joe says, I prefer strawberry or red velvet cake. I like red velvet cake. It's pretty damn good. Pretty damn good. Let's see. Oh man, the thing just skipped. It always does that. It does that to Fabiola, and I always make fun of her. I'm like, what can't you like not make it skip? She's like, no, it skips. I'm like, yeah, it just skipped. Excellent. Let's see. Ricky Joe says, I drank the pumpkin spice. We got distracted about cheesecake. Yes. Let's see. Once you get fiber, this is from Ricky Joe. Once you get fiber, I bet you may see latency pings of 1 millisecond or even 0. Yeah, so I've heard that the fiber that we're getting, which is from Hotwire, is people are getting about 2 milliseconds latency. So that's pretty damn good, because that means that the central office or the NOC, Network Operations Center, is close to us. So that's pretty damn good, because I've seen people that get fiber and they're sitting at like 10, 12 milliseconds latency, which isn't that much better than what Elon is doing, right now with SpaceX. Matter of fact, I'm going to bring up real quick what my pings look like. I'm going to put that right here. All right, I'll just take a look at it. So there we go. So I just saw a ping of 18.2 milliseconds, and I'm broadcasting 4K right now. So to be able to get those type of pings, that's pretty damn good. That means that there's plenty of headroom there. Really sweet. Really, really sweet. I love it. I absolutely love it. Let's see. 32 milliseconds, 68 down, 32 up, Canada. Thank you for that. That's from Jay Mundor. We have Kevin also with the cake and pie. Yep, lots of cake and pie. Fabiola, happy birthday to Peter. Peter's the birthday kid. Are you a kid, Peter? You're a kid to me. That's awesome. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. All right, so what is this? So David says, got a new V3 to replace my V2. Big runaround from support, really. Ended up canceling and adding back to my account. They charged me $100, really, congestion fee. Eventually got refunds, but a total zoo. Yeah, so I've heard things about this too, where if you're in a certain area and that area is labeled as a congested area, now you have to pay like an extra $100. That never was the case, but it is the case now, and I guess you're in one of those areas. My question to you, David, this is for David Grow. How's your version 3 compared to your version 2? I'm hearing really good things about it. Really good things in rain. I'm hearing really good things about the speeds being faster, download and upload, and a slight bit better when it comes to latency. What are you experiencing? Let me know down below, and definitely put that at JCristina so I can see it and it'll pop up right away. Fabiola's giving me the kick. The kick! Don't kick me. Do not kick me. Here's a question, and of course, it just jumped. There it is. This is from Bruce Brown. It says, question. Let's see. I was a little late, so if you already answered it, don't you think Starlink Halt is politically motivated? I think his haters are just throwing fodder. Yeah, fodder at him. Yes, I do believe that the majority of what happens to Elon is politically motivated. And the reason being is, remember, he voted for Biden, right, in the last election. Now he wants to vote for Trump, and they're pissed off. It's like red pill, blue pill, whatever. So he went red. Who cares? I don't really care. I just want him to make good shit, right? A person like this that is brilliant, that's like today's Einstein, someone that's just really, really, Tesla, Just brilliant minds. Those are the ones you just want them to just work. Let them get it all out while they're here on the planet. Don't stifle them. That's my personal opinion. But yes, I do believe the majority of it is politically motivated because they're pissed off, and that's what ends up happening. And like I said earlier, it's these three-letter agencies can wield their power. And the thing is all of those three-letter agencies are currently Democrat run because there's a Democrat in office. Now, if Trump gets in, then it'll be a Republican, and now all of those three-letter agencies will be run by Republicans. Or at least, even with the FAA, the 5 commissioners, 3 will be Republican, 2 Democrat. It'll be easier for that type of mental or that type of model to go through. And I don't believe in that either. I think the whole shit is broken, okay? I don't want just Republicans to be able to control shit for 4 years. I don't want just Democrats to control this shit for 4. I think it's just busted. They need to fix that. These people, these positions need to be voted on by us. We need to decide. And it's not just some like random ass guy that just wants to do it because he wants to do it. There was an old adage way back medieval times. If you want power, you are, let's say, here in political mind, you're campaigning for power, right? You should never have it. The people that want power, they should never have the power because they usually can't handle it for the most part. And that's why way back in the day, they would get people that really don't want to be the leader, but they're the smartest. They're like, you need to lead us. And they're like, I don't want to. They're like, no, you need to do it. And they will do it, right? But they won't take advantage of it because they didn't want it to begin with. Anyways, I digress, as I always do. I'm waiting for another kick. Oh, man. God. The kicks. Let's see. Fabiola says, I'm in and out. Grandma duties. Man, I'm jealous. Fabiola gets to see the grandkids. I do not. Besides on FaceTime. Sad. Let's see. Moving down. Once again, put a Q before your question or at JCristina. It makes it a lot easier for me to find them. I'm kind of rummaging through everything. Elon Musk may end up leaving the U.S. and taking his tax revenue with him. I wouldn't blame him. This is from Fragile 1976. I mean, technically he could. He can buy like a couple of islands in the middle of the ocean, close to the equator, and launch from there, bring all of his stuff, pick up his football and leave. Look, he picked up his football and left California. California was sitting there like, where in the hell did he go? He's gone. Picked up and moved to Texas. Axe, Tesla, spade the whole 9 yards. And then you had dumbass over there. The governor didn't even call the guy, right? Newsom didn't even say, hey, is there anything I could do to, let's say, if I give you something in this hand and maybe even a little something in that hand, would it make you take your mind off moving to Texas? I mean, anything, right? But no, Jack Frost, as I call Newsom, he looks like Jack Frost to me. He didn't even call the guy. I mean, this is, and like you said, it's taxes. This is a lot of money just gone. I mean, I don't know. Such poor business sense. I think government is a massive business. And if you're not a really good businessman or businesswoman, you should not even be in it, period. A lot of these people just talk a good talk, right? But they really don't know shit. And that's one of the problems. You get all these people in there and they don't know what they're doing. But they're good at talking about it very eloquently, Wow. Anyways, yes. Red velvet cake, tiramisu. Tiramisu is good. Gotta love it. What else we got here? Moving down. Hey, everybody. God, Honey Badger, how you doing? Gives the birthday wishes over there to Peter. Question. Oh, this is from Peter. I'm 41. There you go. Happy 41st birthday, Peter. You're still a kid. Oh, man, I got more than a decade on you. Yeah. Let's see. Dutch says 51. There you go. We're getting up there. I see more kicks. Question: do Starlink minis have heater features? That's a good question. That question comes in from Ian. So no, I don't know. I do not know if the minis have heaters in them. I'm going to think that they do. All right. But I am really not sure because it's very lightweight and small and compact. I don't know if they do. But when you say heaters and when I say heaters, just bear in mind and keep this in your head. A lot of people think of the heater inside of a Starlink satellite dish is a heater as such, a proper heater. It is not. The heater is basically just simply a means of increasing the amp load, watts, right, to the unit, which internally heats it up. That's how it works. There's not really like a coil heater or something in there. That doesn't exist. So I just don't know if they have that or not. And the reason being is that Mini's supposed to be backpackable and stuff. So you wouldn't just leave it out there supposedly anyways. So I don't know. That's a really good question. If I find out for the next Friday, I will let you know because I think it's a really good question. Holy hell, there's a lot of poop emojis. Love it. Shannon, thank you so much for the super chat, Shannon. Shannon is here in the house, says, Dear Santa, I would like a new F350. My son just got an F250. 4-wheel drive, an oldie, and an on-air light. Yes. That would be awesome. I'm going to put I need a little on-air, right? Just like pop up and it says on-air over here. Right? And then we can have the purple. I'll do it. I will turn that on in just a minute. I appreciate that, Shannon. No purple hair for tonight, but I'm going to get it on. I'm going to put it on. Let me just go through a couple more questions. Also, I got a couple of articles that I want to talk to you guys about, and I want to get your thoughts on it. I might save them for the after hours. Kind of interesting stuff. What else do we have here? What else? Oh, by the way, my son got a 1990, right? F250, an oldie, the square body. The Windsor, like a 5.8 Windsor in there. Pretty nasty. It's a powerful little truck. It's got a lot of work to be done, but still powerful. Let's see. Questions. Once again, put a Q before your question. Makes it easy. Let's see. Honey Badger says, did you hear more of PiPhone? I heard it's only $100. So I just don't know what to think about the PiPhone and the Tesla phone and all this stuff. I'm calling bullshit on it. I don't know. I hate to call bullshit, but I just feel like every time I see a video that talks about this Tesla phone or PiPhone that I want and I want to buy 3 of, it just feels hokey. It feels just not right. I think as soon as we hear Elon say, listen, we're doing it, then I'll feel better about it. So I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know what he's going to do with that thing. But originally he said, I don't want to have anything to do with cell phones. It's another pain in the ass, another problem. But I don't know. I think it would be a great thing. I would love to see a competitor to Google and Apple. Could you imagine? Right? I'm not talking about all the other little, I'm talking about like a substantial, because I can tell you one thing. With Elon Musk's pull and popularity and X, he will sell millions of Tesla or Pi phones for sure. Literally in the first month. They would have to make them for like a half a year to be able to get enough stockpiled because there would be that many buying them. I guarantee it. I absolutely guarantee it. And then I would just run the whole thing on Linux, right? A nice, just beautiful Linux in comparison to anything else. It'd be kind of cool. That'd be awesome to do. Let's see. Kevin says, let's see. Okay, guys. Pineapple on pizza, yes or no? I actually like pineapple on pizza. I do. Some people don't like it. I'm Italian too. I like pineapple anyways. I like the sweetness of it. Let's see. Moving down, Mo World. Okay, we got some kicks coming in from Mo World. No kicks. Let's see. Let's see. Moving down. This thing keeps jumping around. I wish just YouTube would fix this thing so that when you're in the chat and you just scroll down, it doesn't just like jump to the bottom, jump to the top, jump all over the place. It's so annoying. My God. Melissa says, personal here, how many grandchildren? Two grandbabies. Thank you for asking, Melissa. Let's see. Mo World says, I have an island for Elon to buy. It will cost $2.5 million. Sweet. Look at all those poop emojis. Gotta love them. Got to love them. Let's see. This Cowboy John 88 says, this is my favorite YouTube channel for Starlink. I enjoy Starlink when I had it. Luckily, I finally have cable, but I still enjoy this channel. Thank you so much for being here, even though you don't have Starlink anymore. Appreciate you being here. Yeah, just like I said before, there's going to be a lot of people that move into Starlink because they don't have any other alternative. And then if all of a sudden fiber comes up, they're going to move to fiber, and that's going to be the end of it. They're not going to pay Starlink anymore. For me, I believe in backups. Okay, so I wouldn't just have fiber and then nothing else, because fiber will go down, right? I'm not going to just have Starlink. That's why I got T-Mobile, so I have a backup to that. So I've always had a backup. Same thing with AT&T. When I had AT&T, I ended up, there's always has to be a backup, because if something goes down, then you have nothing. And in my business, I'm constantly sending photos out or video out or sending something out, right? And I'm getting lots of data in, a lot of large files. So it's really important for me. So when I do get fiber, I'm not going to go with like a 3x3 or a 500 megabit by 500 megabit. I'm going to just go straight gigabit, right? It's expensive, but that's fine with me. So it'd be a gig up and a gig down, 1,000 up, 1,000 down. So it would probably translate into like 900, 920 up, 915 down, whatever, this kind of thing, But being able to upload is really important. When I upload 4K videos that are gigs and gigs and gigs, even with SpaceX Starlink at 20 megabits, it's going to be a hell of a lot longer than 900 megabits, right? So it's a massive disparity between the two. So I do believe that having a faster speed anything is good. And Starlink should be kind of like that, like that stopgap between the two, moving from where you are finally into fiber. I think fiber should be everyone's, end all be all, because it is the best for what we're doing. That doesn't mean that Starlink won't become fiber speed one day, because it might. But you always have to remember that Starlink is going to have some issues with weather, right? So if you're in snow, if it's extreme weather conditions outside, really cloudy, pouring rain, whatever, you're going to lose signal. That's just it. That's the nature of the beast. So fiber, you're not going to. Peter, you're welcome. Thank you for being here. Shannon with the suit. Look, Shannon. All right, here we go. So Shannon just gave 20 memberships, okay? And so you got, who's got these memberships? You got Titus got a membership. Brian Nillis got a membership TP. Isaac got a membership. Let's see. Who else? Thistle Moon Farms got a membership. The Path to Maine got a membership. Frosty Delights. Tony. Tim. JM got a membership. Ashley. Shelly got a membership. Who else? Rabid Coyote got a membership. And who else? Scrolling down here. Immortal, you got a membership, and you're immortal. I like that. Light of the Moon got a membership. A lot of you guys, listen, if you got a membership from Shannon, that is a free membership to you. Say thank you. That would be really appreciated. Thanks so much, Shannon. Appreciate everything that you do for the channel. It's awesome. Absolutely awesome. Thank you. Once again, Q before your questions. Q before the questions. Here we go. Ian says, did you hear about Commodore? Yes. Vision 2 OS? Yes. It's based on Linux Mint. I did. I didn't know that it was based on Linux Mint, that Commodore Vision deal, whatever. So I saw that Commodore. Someone had one or something. I saw a YouTube video of it. I'm like, wow. It's the Commodore, and you're like, and you can hear the keys. That old plastic keystroke is like, right? So awesome. I remember the Commodore VIC-20. I remember the Commodore 64. Yeah, a lot of good memories with that. Yeah, and they're bringing that back. I just think it's so cool. But I didn't know it was running on Linux Mint. That's cool. Absolutely awesome. Yeah, you could get a very lightweight version of Linux Mint. What is it? LM, whatever. Anyways, you can get a version that is just super light, and it'll run on like your oldest laptop, your oldest one. Matter of fact, I'll look it up in a minute, and I'll show you where you guys can go and get it if you want to try it out and do this whole life after Microsoft Windows thing that I'm doing. Here's another question. It just popped away from me. Doug said, JCristina, when Trump wins, Elon Musk will take over the Space Force as he is the world leader in AI and understands all of the safety behind AI and what others are doing throughout the world. Yeah, so I agree, all right. So I don't think that Elon is going to take that big of a role in government. And the reason being is it'll just kind of pull him away from his life's, let's say, dream, right? What he wants to do, like almost at birth. Like this guy wants to go to Mars. He like started out wanting to go to Mars. He still wants to go to Mars, right? He said he would like to go to Mars, right? Even if he dies on Mars, is okay, but not on landing. He doesn't want to explode up on landing. But yeah, he would. It's just, this is his life's work. So I don't know if he would get that entrenched in the politics. I think right now the politics are very top of mind, and it just makes people crazy. Seeing what's been going on with the country for the last 4 years is just, it's just a shame. It's just a crying damn shame. It really is. I mean, I don't know how else you can look at it. I mean, just millions and 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 millions of people just flowing in, right? Someone wrote to me some stupid ass remark in one of my comment, like in the comment area, whatever, and they talked about this and they said something that was just ridiculous. And I told them, I said, we haven't had a country for 4 years, maybe in a little bit longer, because there without borders, you don't have a country. You just have like a landmass of people just flowing in and out, right? You have a country by having walls. You have a country by having a border, having a specific region. That makes a country. Just having people in and out, that's not a country. That's like a goddamn free-for-all. So I don't think we've had a country for a few years now. That's my personal opinion. And then what I hate to see is like people like me that are in the South that get hit with these hurricanes all the time and devastation. Like we just had 3 people die just up the road when I was pulling up with my son right there at a Culver's. They're like ordering a burger. A tornado came through that was spawned off the Hurricane Milton, I believe it was, and killed them. So, this type of horrific stuff happens down here, and FEMA are the people that's supposed to help us, help the people in North Carolina, help all of these people that are being impacted, right? That's what they're supposed to do. But then they say, listen, we don't have any money. We're out of money. I'm sorry, if we get hit by another hurricane, I cannot help you because we don't have any. And then I went through this whole long litany that they've spent over $1.3 billion on migrants. This is FEMA in the last year. And I did a breakdown of every penny. I did that video like 5, 6, 8 videos ago. Check it out. But yeah, it's just, like I said, we don't have a country. So we'll see. Hopefully things change. I mean, I don't know. I say that I don't think it could get worse, but it could always get worse. someone said, I was reading it on, I think Elon Musk's page over there on X. Who was it? I think Lex Friedman said. I think it was Lex Friedman. He said something like, I hope that the election is a landslide for either candidate, because if not, I don't want to see kind of like what will happen. And I have to agree with that. Okay, it needs to be decisive, because if not, people are going to lose their shit. I'm telling you, prepare. Okay, prepare. So we'll see what happens. Let's see. Once again, going down like some. Give me a kick. Give me a kick, people. All right, I'm losing it. John says, difference of 5G versus 4G phone and hotspot. What's the difference when it comes to hotspot? Well, it just depends on how much hotspot you have. As far as the speeds, 5G and 4G, there's a major difference. Like, for example, 4G or LTE, my maximum on that would be, let's say with T-Mobile in my location, is probably like 100 megabits down. With LTE 4G, maybe 80 megabits down, right around there. With 5G off the same tower, probably get like 200 plus megabits down. So it is a major difference. As far as hotspotting, that just depends on who's giving you the hotspot and how much data they want to give you, and that's it. Let's see. Moving down, once again, put a Q before the question or at JCristina. It makes it easy. Dutch says, I still got an Amiga 1200. I love the Amiga. The Amiga is awesome. With a Blizzard Turbo card. Holy shit. Yeah, I had an Atari 2600. I looked for it the other day. It's gone. I don't know what the hell happened. I think my parents threw it away or some stupid ass shit. God. Atari 2600 with the joysticks. I had an Apple II, gone too. I don't know. This is what happens. All this good stuff is gone. It's gone. Horrible. Absolutely horrible. Let me see. All right, let me get into, there was 2 different articles here. Let me see. Yes. So there was an article over here. Matter of fact, let me switch this over so you can see it. See this? This article was Benzinga, I believe. Yeah, Benzinga. And this is talking about what Elon Musk just said. He just said this, I think on Monday, just a few days ago. It was the beginning of the week. It says SpaceX next generation of Starlink satellites will be so big that it can only be launched by the company's bigger Starship launch vehicle, the company CEO said on Monday. SpaceX currently launches its Starlink satellites in low Earth orbit on Falcon rockets. However, the next generation Starlink satellites would be bigger and would need to be launched on Starship, Musk said, while adding that it would ensure better performance. Now, how much better? A lot. 10x. This is his quote. There you go. Here it is. Elon's his X message, his post, says the next generation Starlink satellites, which are so big that only Starship can launch them, will allow for a 10x increase in bandwidth and with the reduced altitude, faster latency. So right now, here you go. Look, guys, check this out. See that? I'm putting it right on the screen so you can see it. Look at this right here. 16.9 milliseconds. Look at that. That's the fastest one on this list. 16.9, 19, 17. Oh, here we go. A 15.9 milliseconds right here. 15.9 milliseconds. Look at these latencies. Right? I'm pinging Cloudflare right now, which is 1.1.1.1. So I'm broadcasting 4K, and I got a 15.9. That is absurd. That is so friggin' good, guys. From a satellite that's sitting at like 530 kilometers in space. It's just crazy. Absolutely crazy. So, yeah, I wanted to show that to you. I want to read that to you. So, yeah, 10x is what we're looking at, guys. 10x and faster and better latency, right? Lower latency. That's just awesome. Absolutely awesome. Let me see here. Okay. Excuse me. Ian says the key on the 64X are Cherry. Are they Cherry MX keys? Are they really? I didn't know that. That's awesome. Those are good. That's good. I like the Cherry keys. Do. Um, Thad said, "What is your average data usage per month?" That's a good question. I'm usually over like 1.5 to 2 terabytes. So what is that? 1,500 gigabytes to 2,000 gigabytes. That's usually where I sit. But that's for everything, right? So, it's a lot, but it's not a lot. If you have people that are in the house that are downloading video games, for example, some of these video games today, they're not like back in the day where the video game is like, 20 megs, 50 megs or something, or 20 gigs, like maximum 10 gigs. Now, some of these video games are like 120 gigabytes. Like, what the hell is that? What are they sticking in there? I mean, it's crazy. So these games are so big. So what ends up happening is you get some people, they'll download, let's say 4 or 5 games, and they already hit like a terabyte for the month, just downloading a few games on their Xbox or something. So yeah, it's amazing how quick the data goes. And that's what's really nice about, even with SpaceX Starlink, is you can use it for everything in your home. It doesn't just have to be for the internet. You could use it for VoIP, voice over IP, for making phone calls. You could use it for your cameras, for monitoring stuff. You can use it for anything. It doesn't really matter. It is simply a really good, solid data connection with no ground wires. It's all up in the stars, so to speak. So really powerful stuff. Let me see some other questions. Mo World. I see a kick there, Mo. I see a kick. Let's see. Question. What Raspberry Pi are you using for your gaming console? I think it's the 4. I believe it's the 4. I'm going to do a video on that, so stay tuned for that. The console my son and I built, it's like a full-size game console, like 7 feet, the big thing. And when you open it up, there's a Raspberry Pi that's this big. That's the whole damn thing. You have the monitor, you have the joystick, all of the buttons, the whole thing, quarters laid on top. So yeah, I'll show I'll show that to you guys and tell you how I built it. I think there's about, I want to say 12,000 to 13,000 games on it, and they're from like Atari, Commodore, VIC-20, 64, the Segas, any game, Nintendos, the handheld Nintendo stuff, everything, any game that you can think of, including all the arcade games, right? They're all there. Literally over 10,000 games, which is just crazy. And they're all ROMs, right? So they're this big, not 120 gigabytes for a single game. Just craziness. Absolutely crazy. Let's see. Once again, put a Q before your question, or J, or at JCristina. Let's see. Ricky Joe says, did you hear AT&T got a new frequency for its FirstNet customer? Plus, they now, are giving new customers a trial period, 100 gigabytes of data and unlimited talk and text free for 30 days. I didn't know that. That's interesting. Huh, they got a new frequency. I wonder what the hell that's all about. I don't know. A lot of these companies, look, the writing's on the wall. When you can start doing cell tower stuff in space, do you need the cell companies? It depends on what you're doing. If you're doing a FaceTime, it's a little bit more difficult. okay? Because you're not going to get the amount of throughput. I think maximum that Starlink was able to get to an unmodified phone right from space, okay, was like 14 or 15 megabits per second. So while that's pretty good for doing a lot of stuff, it's not good enough for doing like a really good FaceTime call or something like that. So maybe they can make it better. Maybe they can't. So I don't know about it, but I know when I said originally when Starlink came out, I said, listen, HughesNet and Viasat are out of business. They don't even know it. Dead man walking, right? I also said at the exact same time that Dish Network and DirecTV are also out of business because Starlink is there. Dead man walking. I said that at the time. So what has ended up happening? You got HughesNet and Viasat. They're basically doing shit. They've lost 50% of their customer base. 50% in 2 years, both companies, right? Viasat and HughesNet, 50%. They are just taking contracts from the government at this point, installing antennas on like fighter planes. Honest to God, I'm not joking. Then you have Dish Network and Dish Network and DirecTV. What did they do? Dish Network ended up selling out to DirecTV for $1, and DirecTV has to take on their like $9.2 billion debt. So now you have one satellite provider, which is DirecTV. Dish Network is gone. Once again, dead man walking. It's just, that's all they're doing is putting a bandage on a hemorrhage that is not able to be even close to be able to stop. And at that point, you're just going to, it's going to die. It's just going to take maybe another 2 years now that they merged and, now they doubled the amount of customer base, okay? Because now they have two companies' customer base in one. But they're out of business too. They're out of business. So we'll see what happens. Then when it comes with AT&T, Verizon, these companies, I don't know. They might not go out of business. And the reason being is that I just don't know if they can, with the eNode Bs, which create a cell tower in space, if you don't know, it's a device that they attach to the Starlink satellites that turn them basically into cell towers in space, okay? So instead of having your cell tower 3 miles away, you have a cell tower 530 miles or kilometers away. And it works. People are like, how does it work? I don't know. It works. So I don't know. I just don't know if they're going to be able to get enough data throughput to be able to make it a viable thing to make these other companies like Verizon and all the rest of them go out of business. I just don't think so. I don't think so. It could be. I don't know. But we will have to see. We will see. Let's see. Question. Once again, JCristina, at JCristina. Let's see. At JCristina or Q before your question. That works out good. Here we go. Dave says, definitely better. Okay, so this is my question to David. He answered. This is David Groh. I asked him how his SpaceX Starlink version 3 is compared to his older SpaceX Starlink version 2. And he responds with this. Definitely better in the rain. That's good because I heard the exact same thing. That means that it's not going to have as much rain fade with the version 3. Latency running between 25 and 30 milliseconds, which is okay. It's very hard to be able to know what is the difference between your latency before to now. Is it any better? I've only heard about like 1 millisecond difference. So if you don't see any difference, it's probably right. Right now, having some local issues, packet loss, slow app says 32 down and 7.6 up, 24 milliseconds peak hour. So that's really slow. So whatever's going on over there has really slowed your system down a lot. This 32 down and 7.6 up is deathly slow for Starlink. That's really slow. But thank you for that information. And that actually validates that the version 3 is definitely better in the rain than the version 2. And I heard the exact same thing. So that definitely validates it. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Let's see. Moving down here. Kevin says, I'm scared to see how many gigabytes Call of Duty Black Ops 6 is going to be. Yeah, exactly. It will be massive. I will guess. All right, let's put a guess on it. I will say Black Ops will be 139 gigabytes. Write it down. 139 gigabytes. Let's see. Let's see if I'm right. So massive. It is absolutely crazy. Let's see. Thad says, yes, I average 1.5 per month. Interesting. So that's the same. That's what we're doing, about 1.5 terabytes per month. It says running cameras, streaming everything, been very happy. Yeah, I mean, people that have Starlink, the majority of the people are happy. There's some people that are not, and that's going to happen with everything. Starlink has the absolute shittiest technical support. Anyone has asked me, I've always said the exact same thing. Their technical support, well, I shouldn't say it's shitty tech support. Non-existent phone support, non-existent email support, it's just the only thing that you can do with Starlink is you have to send them a trouble ticket. But when you actually get somebody, the person you get 7 out of 10 times is knowledgeable. 6 out of 10 times is knowledgeable. So it's over 50%. It should be 100%, but it's not. That being said, it's still pretty good once you actually get through to someone using one of the trouble tickets. Kevin says I average about 2 terabytes with Starlink per month. There you go. John says, where can you get the ROM games? So ROM games, you just have to look online, and you'll find. When I go through mine, I'll tell you what the name of mine is. You could just look for them online. Obviously, it's not something that's just sitting out there. You're going to have to really kind of search for the ROMs. But if you search for old video game ROMs, you'll find sites that just trade in it. And they'll have like a packet of that has 2,000 ROMs already in it or whatever. So I built mine together. Once again, it has like 12,000 ROMs in it or 14,000 or something. It's just a ton of games, a ton. Let's see. Here we go. Dutch says, at the moment, I feel like a dead man walking. It's 3:30 a.m. here. Damn, Dutch. That is early in the morning. You need to go to sleep. Get off with us here. Get off. Go take some rest. You need it. Let's see. 83 Jeep says, Starlink users 1.7 terabytes. T-Mobile 1.5 terabytes per month. Holy hell. Streaming everything with one TV streaming of 24/7. Wow. That's amazing. So there you go. So you're looking at like 1.7 terabytes and 1.5 terabytes. So what is that? 3.2, whatever it is. Over 3 terabytes of data per month. Someone once told me, they're like, there's no reason why you need a terabyte of data per month. It's like, how do you say that? Like, it just depends on what you're doing with it. Do you have kids? Are they playing games? Do you have kids that are homeschooling and now everything is done online? It just completely depends. But you get people that are just kind of just odd like that. Douglas says, ex-Viasat user here. Holy shit, Doug. Congratulations for leaving them. It says only Viasat dish I see nowadays are on a pipeline access point. Yeah, exactly. That pop up underground. Absolutely, and that's just it. Viasat is dead. HughesNet is dead. No one's going to pay those prices for horrible latency service. I mean, some people were getting latency of like when I'm seeing right now 16 milliseconds. On Viasat, they get 500 milliseconds sometimes. Matter of fact, I would love to know, Doug, what milliseconds were you normally seeing with your Viasat? What kind of milliseconds? What kind of latency were you seeing? Let's see. Ricky Joe says, that's one of the best things about AT&T Internet Air. It's unlimited data. When I had AT&T fixed wireless internet, I had 350 gigabytes. Yes. AT&T doesn't want to do unlimited data, not even for their internet air. They don't, because they are schmucks. Okay, they've always been like this. They're a horrible company. They're very nasty. They don't want it. Anyone that's grandfathered in, they figure out any method to get them off of whatever plan it is. So that's just how they are. They don't want to give it to you, but they have to. And the reason being is they're discontinuing their UVerse and they're discontinuing DSL, and they're sending everyone to this internet air. They can't say, listen, we're going to get rid of your DSL, which is unlimited. We're going to get rid of your UVerse, which is unlimited. And you're going to go on this, and then you're going to start paying us per gigabyte or whatever. It's not going to happen. They would end up getting sued. It would be a mega class action lawsuit. So that's why they do it. Not that they want to. Trust me, they don't want to. They're not good people. All right, I know a lot of people, they get confused that AT&T, they're like the good guys. They're not. They've never been. Robert, this goes out to Robert. We're not going to go into that. Ricky Joe, we saw that one. Moving down, question. Can I use a version 3 Starlink with my existing version 2 pivot mount? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think the version 3, you need like this other bracket that clamps on to be able to put it onto your J mount or whatever. I don't think that it's the same, but I'm not 100% sure because I don't have a version 3, but that's what I've heard. So if someone else knows in the chat, let Vince know. Vince T. Direct the answer to him. Once again, the question is, can I use a version 3 Starlink with my existing version 2 pivot mount? Is it possible? And I do not know. And he also said that heavy thunderstorms cause outages as well. Absolutely. Absolutely. Rain fade is a thing. Captain Crunch, I love it. Captain Crunch 72. Captain Crunch 72. So, Captain Crunch 72, let me know, were you back in the day when there was like black boxes and white boxes and rainbow boxes? And 2600 was the magazine of choice. Let me know. I have Verizon 4 LTE home, wireless internet, no caps, 50 gigs or 50 megs or so. Up down is 6, or vice versa is 6. It works for me, and I can't get 5G. $50 a month total, including tax. Yeah, that's the same thing. So Verizon, their internet home, and T-Mobile internet home, same damn thing, same exact thing, and they just use the towers, and they're like $50 a month, and it works out good for the majority of people. Let me see. Guys, so we've been going for just over an hour. I'm going to go for about another 10 minutes. And then I'm going to turn this feed down, and I'm going to restart the feed, but on the members only, so that we can kind of like hang out with the members only for a while and do the after dark kind of thing, right? Just kind of chill out. Maybe I'll turn on my lights back there, on air, and my other stuff that I promised Shannon that I would do. I'll have to do that before we start again. So once again, once we stop this feed, look in the youtube.com/JCristina, and you'll see another live pop up within probably 30 seconds or so. So watch for that. But that one will be a members only feed. So if you are a member, or maybe you got a free membership tonight from Shannon, once again, thanks Shannon, but you'll be able to kind of hang out at that time. Let's see. J.D. Munder says, is there a VMware 6.7 doctor in the house? Yeah, or in the room. God, I haven't played with VMware for so many years. I wish I could help. I just virtualization was a very big thing about 10, 15 years ago. Everything was being virtualized, and I was very heavily into it, and now it's just... It's like everyone's doing it. It's pretty simplistic. It's not the way it was, when VMware came out. Now there's so many options. But anyways, I wish I could help, but I can't. Dutch Linux says if you want loads of Amiga games, Amunet is your place to go. There you go. There is one right from Dutch Linux. Go check it out. It says, Mo World says get an old CRT TV and hook it up. He'll hook up a Raspberry Pi and get some buttons or 3D buttons printed, control panel, boom, you got an old arcade machine. I've always wanted to put like an old CRT back here, but they're so big and so clunky. Maybe I'll get a small one. I'll just like run, I don't know, Twilight Zone on it or something, or just or just something. I don't know, just something. It'd just be cool. It's so damn old. Let me see. I want to build a pinball machine. Okay. Andrew Lee says, here in Nome, Alaska, we have a Starlink ground station at the port. I have the Pro and the Mini. That's awesome. That is awesome. I'm sure you're getting really good speeds too, because I'm sure there's not a lot of saturation out there. Let's see. Moving down. Yeah, there's a lot of you guys on tonight. A lot of you guys. I really appreciate everyone kind of like hanging out. Really good stuff. Holy hell. Mo World says Call of Duty Black Ops 6 is going to be 300 gigabytes. A third of a full terabyte just to download a single game. It's just stupid. That's just bad. That's just bad. I mean, there's no reason for that. Kevin says, still need to see the arcade setup. Matter of fact, you know what? I'm going to try doing it next week. I've been saying it for a while, and I got a bunch of projects that I finished. So I'm going to see, maybe I can do something next week and just even show you the machine and maybe do a talk through on what I did and how I did it and stuff. And maybe show you the, behind the curtain so you can see what it looks like. Hang tight with that. I know when I do it, there'll be like no one watches it. So instead of a normal video would get like 4, 5, 10,000, 20,000 views, the thing will probably get like less than 1,000 views because people are not interested, but I'm interested in it. So I'll definitely make it for you. I'll make it for everyone because I think it's cool. I think it's definitely cool. Let's see. 644. There you go. Best ping with Viasat. So Douglas, I asked Douglas what was the normal ping that he would see with Viasat, right? I said it's going to be 500 plus. His milliseconds, his latency was 644 milliseconds was the best ping I had on Viasat, is what he said. And he started with Starlink in 2022. Never looked back. Absolutely. Told Viasat to go and pound sand. There you go. So, and that's the problem. Viasat and HughesNet are sitting in GEO, right? They're like way the hell out there. So they're 36,000 kilometers away compared to 500 kilometers. 36,500. It's a big difference, right? That's why the latency is so much. So where Starlink is getting under 20 milliseconds, they're sitting at 600, 700 milliseconds latency. You can't play a video game like that. You can't even have a really good conversation, a call, because you're like 3/4 of a second behind. I mean, it's just completely jacked up. It's very hard to do business on something that has that type of latency. It's horrible. Let's see. All right. 83 Jeep. Let's see. What do you got? That's minimum, average, and max. 18, 29, and 84. All right. 8.7 milliseconds. Nice. Not great. Not incredible speeds. I like the milliseconds though. Mr. What is it? AK Pix FDM says I used to get 600 ping on Fortnite. Now I get 30. I get 40 to 60. Can you imagine that? Now you can actually shoot someone and they actually die after you shoot them. And if they shoot you, you actually die when they shoot you, and you're not still running around and thinking that you're alive and you're already long dead with this horrible 600 ping. God, unbelievable. Horrible. Absolutely horrible. So, all right, guys, listen, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this down. I want to thank everyone for being here, all right? It is a Friday night. We're chilling out, and my wife will be back. I'm hoping next week. We will see what ends up happening for next Friday. There's a lot of stuff coming up this coming week here. I've been working on the bathroom. I know no one has talked to me about it or asked me about it. I appreciate that, but yes, I've been working on the bathroom. And some of that got done, which is really, really good. It's positive. But I'm going to get out of here, and I'm going to restart the channel. It's going to be for members only, and we'll just kind of hang out for 15, 20, 30 minutes or whatever, probably 15, 20 minutes, and kind of just shoot it on some other topics or whatever you want to talk about. So once again, thank you so much for being here. We will see you next week, and of course on Friday with the JC live show. And if there's anything that you want to, let's say, talk about, you can always send me an email. You can send me a DM or whatever. You can go to JCristina.com. Pick up some tees, pick up some shirts, some merch, my books or whatever else, pick something up. Check it out. I would appreciate that. So anyways, guys, many blessings to you and your family. We will see you in the next one. Hang tight. We'll be right back.